Is the real estate tide turning? It seems to be that the buyers are gaining a little bit now. We are seeing way more sellers coming to the market in 2025. Folks were talking price reductions. We haven't talked about that in a very long time. 373,000 homes had price reductions in May. So unrealistic agents and sellers or underqualified agents who don't follow the market, they're all getting a rude shock. Phenomenal growth in Chester County. When you look at the country's averages, we are always on the higher side. So for those of you asking me about investment opportunities, I'm going to say, look at the city market. How's the market? That's a question I get asked often, and my market update videos are an attempt to pull together macro trends and information from reliable sources so you can make some informed decisions related to real estate for your families. Hello folks, this is Bela Vora, the Philly Suburbs Realtor. All real estate is local, so stay tuned till the end and I'll be sharing some Philly Suburbs statistics as well. So for those who haven't seen my last market update, it was all about fears of tariffs causing recession, this geopolitical environment causing uncertainty, people afraid to lose their jobs, and so how that was going to impact the real estate market. When we are in the trenches and we sense these trends and the fears in people, we want to wait and see what the statistics show. So now I have some numbers for May and June, and let's see how the market has reacted to all those fears. So the first thing is the real estate tide turning? It has been a strong seller's market for a long time. So let's check out this graph here. It seems to be that the buyers are gaining a little bit now. Though, don't get me wrong, it is still a very strong seller's market, but here, check this green line. The green line shows the number of active sellers and the blue line tracks the active buyers. This is redfin.com and Keeping Current Matters, some reliable sources here. And see how the lines just intersected and the market and the tables just turned. The gap was in the post-COVID years, and we had multiple bids and all the craziness and everything was selling at a premium, but seems to be that the balance has just now shifted, and it appears that the buyers there are more, sellers out there, a lot more inventory out there, and the buyers may have paused and pulled back a little bit. So at least this is what the numbers are showing. Again, like I said, don't get me wrong, it is still a strong seller's market, but here's the catch, if your home is overpriced, if you have outdated properties, and if you have less desirable locations, you're going to be sitting on the market for a while. It is not that crazy, multiple bids, anything sells, throw it in the MLS and it's going to sell for you. So here's a time to maybe the tides are turning, and so you need some strategy, you need some knowledgeable realtors to help you with your purchase and sale. After all, it's the most expensive thing you own. Take your time, learn about the market, and let's see what the other trends are showing. So here are the inventory levels. I always do these inventory levels in my market updates because inventory has been an issue in the last few years, right? We've always complained about there not being enough homes on the market, which is what caused the multiple bids and, the frenzy and the increased prices, right? So for the month of May, this has been the most active May for new listings in the last 3 years. So in 2023 and 2024, the number of active listings were much lower, and now we are seeing way more sellers coming to the market in 2025. That is great, folks. What that means is there's more choices for the buyers. Now you'll be able to maybe sneak in that inspection contingency. Maybe you'll be able to negotiate a little bit. And what it means for the sellers is now you're going to have more competition. And so, hey, shameless plug. Get a good realtor to represent you because you don't want those part-timers or, just sticking your home in the MLS and taking some pictures is not going to get you the premium. It never got you the premium price anyway, but now it's not going to, have your home sell. So in a shifting market is when most people get surprised, like, wait, I thought this is what the trend was and what's happening, right? The part-timers, the uninformed agents, they don't know what's happening. But the ones who are in the trenches all day, every day, recognize the signs and they give the right advice to the clients and, make things happen for them. Price cuts are surging. The numbers don't lie, right? The homes aren't moving, almost always a strategy problem. In this market, your listing gets one shot to get it right. Check this chart. The the homes had to reduce their price in the month of May of 2025. Folks were talking price reductions. We haven't talked about that in a very long time. The inventory was low, demand was sky high during the post-COVID years. Homes were selling so fast and above asking that there was no need to talk about price drops, right? But now, 373,000 homes had price reductions in May. They're back big time. So unrealistic agents and sellers or underqualified agents who don't follow the market, they're all getting a rude shock, right? We're back to the pre-pandemic levels in terms of price drops. So anecdotally, folks in our offices and with our mastermind groups, emails are floating around saying, hey, what are you doing? The homes aren't selling in the first weekend like we used to be able to, right? So in the Exton office also, we had some creative solutions that became, there was some, get an ice cream, like, the hot days of summer, get an ice cream truck, invite the neighbors. The neighbors are the ones who are always very keen on maintaining the home values. So, invite their friends and family, right? Some creative suggestions about marketing online and some creative suggestions about making those videos stand out with drone shots and drone videos. So the realtors have to come back and work now instead of just throwing things in the MLS and hoping that it sells, right? So this is a time when you really evaluate the professional that you're hiring to do the best job to sell your most expensive asset. Should I wait for the interest rates to drop? I get questions like that from both buyers and sellers. Sellers are waiting for the mortgage rates to drop because they hope that there will be more buyers for their home. And buyers are actually, doing wishful thinking and saying, okay, these monthly payments are unaffordable. I'm going to wait for the rates to drop. If you've been following my market update, folks, in the past, I have said, do not, wait. It's like trying to follow the stock market and time it just right. There is no such thing. With the interest rates, it doesn't make any sense to wait for the interest rates to drop because you can always refinance when the rate drops. So you're not stuck into the same interest rate for 30 years, right? And you see the markets are turning. Look at this very interesting chart, okay? In May of 2024, 29% of all outstanding mortgages had an interest rate below 3%, right? There's a lot of people, I get anecdotally, I hear that, oh, everybody has interest rates of 3%. First of all, no, everybody doesn't have it. 1/3 of them had the 3% rates. And these are the homeowners who had refinanced during, those years when the interest rates were great and they were able to, lock those in. And since they had locked in such great rates, they were not moving. They didn't want to give up that sweet deal, right? But check what happened in 2025. That number dropped to 20.9%, right? Those people did end up selling their homes. Or, if there were fewer buyers who were on the sidelines saying, okay, I'm waiting for the mortgage rates to drop, those buyers decided to go ahead and buy anyway, because here's the flip side. The number of people with mortgages at 6% or higher jumped from 12% to 18%, right? So now the buyers are like, hey, we've waited long enough. I'm going to go ahead and buy my house because I need that extra bedroom. I need that yard for my dog or for my, children. I need that school for my children, or, I need a better commute. For whatever reasons, those are the reasons. And, here's that big shift that shows that the buyers were willing to move forward even with today's rates. So very interesting. Life happens, right? I've always talked about life changes causing real estate decisions. And there's a survey from Realtor.com, and they're talking about why people are selling, because people are selling because their life is evolving, right? 46% said that they're looking for a different community. Different community, maybe, moving closer to friends, maybe for better schools for their children, or just a new vibe, right? 34% said they need more space. So maybe working from home is the reason why they need that home office. They need more space because they just got married and moved in with their spouse. They just had kids. It's a growing family. You need more space, right? 25% said they're downsizing. Of course, this was the baby boomer effect that we've been expecting all along, where the empty nesters and the retirees are again saying, I'm moving on, right? They held on to their homes because their mortgages were paid and, there was a little uncertainty, but now they're beginning to, move forward. So check out that second line. I find that statistic to be very interesting. 36% say that they're primarily looking to sell to make a profit. Hey, why not? Cash in, right? Like, you have tremendous equity in your home. The home values are the highest that they've ever been. So why not? cash in on that equity and, use it towards buying your next home, or, all the travel and the vacations that you wanted to take, or any big ticket purchases that you wanted to make, right? So people are cashing in on all the tremendous equity that they have made, very smart real estate decisions. And now they are sitting on a whole pile of cash because the home values have risen so much. Here's some information on the Chester County market. Check this out, folks. This has just been an upward trend. It's a crazy trend in the prices. These are average prices in Chester County. From 2017, where we were, and all the way to 2025 and May, we are at $587,000 for an average home in Chester County. That's insane, folks. I joined the business in 2010, almost 15 years ago, and we used to talk about the average pricing being in the high threes, 375, 380. And just in the 15 years, we're close to $600,000 of average pricing. So phenomenal growth in Chester County. When you look at the country's averages, we are always on the higher side relative to, the rest of the country. It's a more desirable location. If you haven't watched my video, I talked about, 8 reasons to, move to Chester County. I have lived here for 30 years and I strongly believe in this market, and we have job growth, we have income growth, and, definitely a stronger county than, we've seen others. So if we compare it to the neighboring counties here, I often talk about Montgomery, Delaware. So this is a chart that shows the county breakup. I attended a mastermind, an informative session here, and this was phenomenal information. The blue line is the Philadelphia County. The next up, the orangey line is Delaware County. The red one is Montgomery County, and the green one all the way on the top is Chester County. So of all the 4 counties in the area, our price growth was always high. Prices were always higher here, but the growth has also stayed consistent. Philadelphia County not doing that great. I mean, the prices are rising, but it is a mostly flat curve. So for those of you asking me about investment opportunities, I'm going to say, instead of the suburbs of Philadelphia, look at the city market, because that's where you might have some good opportunities to grab some investment properties, because homes are sitting longer on the market over there, and increase in prices has not been that dramatic over there. So in the Philly Suburbs market, I see this anecdotally as well. You see someone sitting on 5,000 square feet on 2 acres looking to downsize to something smaller and more manageable. A growing family in Exton Station just came up to me and said, hey, we've been in the small town home, but the kid is growing and now we need something bigger, need a single family. The baby boomers want to be closer to the same Westchester. I get a lot of requests they love downtown Westchester and say, I would love to have a home closer to Westchester so I can walk to all the restaurants and shops in the downtown area, enjoy that restaurant festival and all the fun festive atmosphere. So the idea is, it's not always about numbers or mortgage rates or, trying to time the market. It's also about living your life and, having reasons to, move closer to family or reduce your commutes and make your life a little, better, because that's what you're working hard for anyway, right? This is the most expensive thing you own. And so get some good advice, make some informed decisions, and follow me on social media. Shameless plug here again. If you like Insta, if you like LinkedIn, I am on all those channels. And so stay informed of what's going on in the market, and definitely make some better decisions for your family. So hope this was some good information about the market, all these reliable sources giving us all these graphs, charts, and figures so we can stay informed. As I said, shifting markets always require informed realtors. So make sure your realtors are not the part-timers or not paying attention to all of this. You don't want to come up with root shocks when you are trying to sell the most expensive thing you own, or when you're on the market to buy something that is a significant portion of your entire savings and your monthly paycheck, right? So get informed realtors to help you with your decisions, and follow the channel for more information. And it's all free. If you feel like there is some value, and if you have any specific questions, put them in the chats below, and I'm happy to answer the comments that you have right there. For now, that's it from Bela Vora, the Philly Suburbs Realtor. Stay tuned, and I'll continue to keep you informed.